Hi, it's Robin, and I wanted to bring you along with me as I learn to use my Harvest Guard reusable canning lids and rings. I've never tried them before. I've never tried any of the reusables before, but I got those on a really good sale and I thought I would give them a go. This is the lid and this is the ring, and we'll go through and we'll start learning how to use them together. All right, let's go. Okay, now I have put hot water in my hot jar, and I'm going to take my ring out of the water. I'm going to place it on my jar gently. Line it up a little bit. Put my plastic lid on there. Put my ring on there. Now, I'm going to tighten it up, and then I'm going to back it up just a smidge because you don't want it too tight because you want the air to be able to get out. Then I'm going to take this jar, put it in my steam canner back here, and try not to get steam burned in the process. All right, let's do this again. Put my ring in the water. Get the jar out. That one went a lot smoother, as you can see. Ouch. Hot jar. Hot product, in this case it's water. Up to an inch. Take out lid off. My clean towel. Excuse me for reaching. Now, one of the things that we do when we're canning with these reusable lids, rings and caps, is we tighten them down more after they come out of the steam canner. Doing them in the wrong order there. Alrighty. And you can, when you're testing these out, you can either leave the water in and have a jar of sterilized water, or you can empty it out. Sterilized water can come in handy. For wound care. Or we're cooking with. I need to just set this lid over here, don't I? So when I don't have a camera in my way, I do things a little different on canning day. But I can't do that with the camera in my way. Because I would have my back to you. And nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Now these reusable type lids and rings are suitable for steam canning, water bath canning, pressure canning, and ferments. I don't think I'd use them for ferments though. I think once I get used to using them and see that I can be successful with them, I'll stick to my traditional foods. I'm kind of funny about things sometimes in that I want to make sure that what I'm using for my meats and my vegetables and things are stable, long-term stable, not going to ruin my food, you know. And I like to use, for lack of a better term, the expensive stuff on the good stuff. So I like to use my good lids and rings and things on my meats and my vegetables, and then use my lesser quality, or even sometimes reuse a traditional canning lid for dehydrated foods that I'm going to be vacuum sealing, things like that. Come here, you. I just feel that I have more to lose if I'm hot water, hot bath, or pressure canning or steam canning foods than if I'm dehydrating foods if the ring comes up a little bit. One more. One more for the road. I would love to know if you've ever used reusable lids and rings. If you have you used Harvest Guard? Have you used a different brand? Did you find them difficult to use? And do you recommend them? Have you had failures with them, or you have any words of wisdom using them? So this will be the last one to go in. This is 7. And I will increase the temperature on my steam canner now. I don't know if you've seen my video on my steam canner when I unboxed it, but I have to get the temperature into the green. I've already researched on what that means for my location. So if you use one of those, you need to make sure you read the instructions. And it has to be there and stable for a period of time before I start the timer. And then I'll start the timer and we'll go about 15 minutes, which is not necessary for already hot water, but it is a longer time than some of the other vegetables and things that I would tend to home can. So we'll see what happens. We'll take them out. I'll show you when I take them out and show you how I tighten them down one more time. And then we'll put them aside and I'll bring you back tomorrow because they have to set for 24 hours. So, alrighty? We'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so our time is up. We've had this going about 15 minutes in the green area, as I was showing you before. And now we're going to take the jars out. I'm going to remove them one at a time, and then I'm going to tighten the lids down and then remove the next one, rather than lift the whole lid up and expose all of them prematurely to the cooler air of the kitchen. So, we'll do it this way. Being careful not to get a steam burn. What we have to do is tighten this lid down some more. Now normally with regular jars, I'm not leaving them here. I'm just leaving them here while we do this video. So let's get another one out. going until we have them all. And then I will move them to their final spot. Oops, I hear the trash man and I didn't get the trash out. Off camera, we'll move these to their final spot. This works better than the tongs, obviously. And then they will sit in their final resting place for 24 hours. And then we'll see if they sealed, and if they sealed and how well they sealed. And then I will keep an eye on them and let you know if any of them come loose. But for now, that's all we've got. I'm going to move these now to their final resting place, and because it's winter and it's cool in here, I'm going to cover them with a towel to keep the draft off of them. But that's it for now. I'll show you again tomorrow. Well, our jars have set 24 hours. And if you can tell, you can see some condensation on the lid here. You wouldn't notice that with traditional tin lids when you do your home canning because you can't see through it. But so far, I guess they're okay. I mean, I haven't tried anything yet. Let's take this lid off. And let me make sure that's in the shot there. So we see that the plastic cap is kind of squished into the rubber ring, or the seal, I should say. I don't see any air bubbles. So it looks like it's sealed pretty well. But the biggest test is if you can lift it up. And this includes your tin lids as well. If you can lift your jar up by the lid like this and not lose your seal. I can't get a good, my hands don't work real well, so I can't get a good hold on that. That one looks okay. That one looks okay. I don't see any air bubbles seeping out, no moisture coming out. Now the moisture thing is just because I've got water in here and I've never used these before, so that's not how you do traditional. Oh, look there. Oh, I didn't get a good seal on this one. That should not be happening. Although, oh, that one did not seal well. So, at least it was water and not meat or vegetables or something of high value. That one doesn't have any. Again, this is not how you test traditional home canned. Number 6. Oh, is that a... Oh, there's another bubble. Is that coming up? Let me get that over there where you can see it. There's a bubble there. Oh, another. Okay, so 2 out of 6 did not seal well. So this is the first one we opened that didn't seal well. I don't know that there would be anything that I could see or that you could see that would tell me why it didn't seal well. I just have to assume it's user error. Here's the other one. I mean, I don't see a reason why it didn't seal well, so it must be user error, I have to say. I don't see any cracks, or there wouldn't be any debris because there's no food in it, but I'll have to keep practicing. Now, the other thing I want to try is taking the caps off. Like if we were going to use it, if they had food in them. How hard is it to take these caps off? Now, what I use for my regular home canned foods is just a simple can opener. I mean, I use this one. Obviously it's not fancy. It opens up. So we'll try. Make sure this is where you can see it. So this, make sure again that there's no, oh, there's a bubble there. There's some bubbles. Yep, there's another one forming there and there. It does kind of feel like maybe the cap's not centered well. But this is the general vicinity of where the bubbles were coming from. So let me see if I can get this lid off. Yeah, there it comes with that. So it seems like it may be too low on that side. I don't see any reason on this lid. I don't feel any rough edges or anything. But I don't know. I'm going to write it up to user error again. That's 3 out of 7. Let me try this again. I don't see any bubbles. Of course, this one's wet where I spilled that other one. Let me grab a towel real quick. And wipe these off where I splashed that water from the other ones so I can see better. All right, let's try this again. I don't see any air bubbles on this one. Trying to start. So I'm going to pry the lid off with this. But can you see it if I set it there? I think you can. There we go. one came off fine. And the opening part is more to show you that this little can opener is opening these. You don't need a big fancy can opener. I don't need high dollar expensive fancy stuff. All right, try this one more time. Hold it down where you can see. I don't see any bubbles there still. We're on that one still. We're on that one. So that's not a good average. However, it is my first try. With the Harvest Guard reusable lids and seals. So I will try again. I'll open all of these other three. I'll empty them out and we'll start all over. And I will also, I'll get my small pressure canner out. And we'll try them with the pressure canner as well. But this is very, very much worth the effort going through to practice and learn. Like I said, I didn't see, well, even this one looks, I don't know if you can tell or not, it looks a little off-centered, but it's sealed just fine. So I didn't see any defects in the lids or the rings. So I'm going to have to assume it's new user error. And you want to practice this, especially with water, because you don't want to put your high dollar food or even on sale food in these just to have them go bad. That's a waste of money and food and resources. So that's our first experiment with those. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to stay with me to the end, or at least come back and see how well we did or how well we didn't do. And overall, I'm fine with it. 3 out of 7 is not quite 50%, obviously, but it's a learning experience, and I will try it again because that's how we learn. And then when we learn, we can teach. And when we can teach, everybody can know how to do something. So we'll wrap it up there, and I really appreciate you being here with me for this experiment, and I'd love to hear your comments, especially if you've got experience with the reusable lids and rings, whether it's the Harvest Guard brand or another brand. So we'll see you again next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.